Welcome, travelers, to High Fantasy. I'm Brett. I clapped and I shouldn't have clapped. You got me clapping.
I need my herb pouch. Daddy's been paying for my salt.
This is part of the poop patrol, ma'am.
And I'm Emily. But I'm like, don't make the robots!
Don't make the robots
crunch! I would take Speak with Dinosaur in a second. I have beef with DC. It's a thing. It's a whole thing.
Join us on our epic world-spanning adventures. Armed with only a bit of Longbottom Leaf, we will delve into some of the most amazing worlds of imagination that have ever existed. Before we get into that, don't forget to check out our Patreon if you want to support the channel. And without further ado, let's get into it.
You can clap. You can.
Yay! So, welcome back to another episode of High Fantasy. I'm Brett.
And I'm Emily.
And today, we are going to be taking a trip, a stroll, if you will, down memory lane. Today, we're going to be talking about the hit game franchise, something that I have never seen duplicated, at least not to my knowledge, Kingdom Hearts. So, join me as we set the scene for you a little bit. So, you can hear the sound of seagulls in the distance as we start to pan in to the beautiful white sandy shores of a beach. The waves slowly rolling in over the nice, warm sand. The tropical island behind it, home to our main heroes here. We will be taking on the role of a young boy named Sora.
Okay.
Together with his friends, Riku, Kairi, and a few other random children that they hang out with on this island. Their parents are supposedly there, but we never really get to see that. They don't matter, right? This is a coming-of-age story. This is a kid. The kids rule, adults rule. So, are you ready?
I am ready.
Wonderful. Your world's about to get rocked.
It's about to get
It's about
rocked?
to get rocked.
Is this the world with the sea salt ice cream?
Yes, Kingdom Hearts is sea salt ice cream, yes.
We made that before. It's not good.
It's not great. It's not great. It's fun, but it's not great. It was a very fun thing to do.
I feel like we could make a better recipe than the one we used.
We could.
Anyway, sorry.
No, you're good. So yes, sea salt ice cream, a world of two big shoes, baggy pants, crazy accessories, spiky hair. We're going down the rabbit hole, baby.
And every good 90s to 2000s game pad.
Oh, 100%. So, let's go into a little bit of backstory. The game itself was basically Disney, like the company, went to Square Enix, the people who make the Final Fantasy games, and they said, hey, we're going to give you access to all of our characters.
Oh, love that.
And we want to pay you to make a game.
That's incredible.
And Square Enix was like, let's go.
Nice.
Let's do it.
I'm in.
All right. So, Kingdom Hearts was the child of this union. And it was successful enough to spawn I believe, 7-game franchise.
Ooh. Square Enix really put on their Mickey ears and came out.
Oh, they really did. They were deep down Mickey's dick. Sora is the main character of most, but not all of these games. And today we're going to talk a little bit about the world of Kingdom Hearts. Now, Kingdom Hearts, the reason that it's called that is every world in existence has a heart.
Okay.
Something that keeps it alive and kind of makes it what it is. There are people called Keyblade wielders.
Yes, you have a couple Keyblades.
Yes, and these people, it's kind of their job to protect the hearts of the worlds. So, one of the ways that Sora has to do this, especially like in the first game, is he has to lock the hearts of these worlds away from these entities known as the Heartless.
Okay.
The Heartless are souls who have been lost, and because they are lost, they ended up, through one way or another, losing their hearts.
Okay.
They kind of are, it's a swarm mentality, so they go from world to world trying to steal the hearts of others.
Okay.
And they are shadow creatures inherently.
Uh-huh.
So, in every dark alley, in every abandoned parking lot, in every creepy old building, the Heartless stalk the shadows looking for what they've lost, their hearts.
Ooh, that's so spooky. Is it like hive mind, or is it just kind of zombie? Everybody has their own.
It's kind
free
of a
will, but
hive
they
mind.
swarm. Okay.
Some of the more powerful Heartless can control lesser ones.
Okay.
And they command some of the units. And the most powerful Heartless, you wouldn't even be able to tell that it is a person without a heart.
Because
they look like a normal person.
Hearts, or...
Good question.
I'm so invested.
So the Heartless are the main bad guys.
Yeah.
And the power of darkness that they wield is a very scary concept.
Are these sentient, I guess?
That's up for debate.
Okay.
So, and maybe we're gonna get into that a little bit.
Sorry, I'm so
no,
curious.
You're good. No, it makes a lot of sense because these are questions. Now, the thing that you have to realize in a lot of these games, it's the people who made Final Fantasy, so they deal with a lot of abstract thought and not a lot of concrete evidence.
Okay.
So they will implement something and then kind of leave you to guess as to what is going on. And then they'll be like, it's all hidden in a deeper meaning. And then as you're kind of cracking into the layers, they were like, yes, just as we planned. So it just keeps kind of unraveling, and you're like, holy hell, that's insane.
It's an onion of stories.
It is an onion of story and emotion and feelings, and it's very deep and complex. They love that shit. They love that shit. So, our main hero is Sora. On this island with the people who matter, we're just going to put those people like, there's other people here.
Yeah.
Riku,
Okay.
which is his best friend.
Okay.
A slightly older boy than Sora, and kind of his rival.
Okay. It's always a rival.
Then you have Kairi.
Okay.
Who is also his friend.
Mm-hmm.
Roughly the same age as Sora and Riku. And she is kind of the object of his affection. Okay. Both Riku and Sora are constantly trying to impress Kairi. Constantly trying, it's the typical love triangle.
That's fair.
And they're kids, so no one knows what's going on, really.
Yeah. Nobody's paying attention.
Except for one night. The winds feel particularly dark on this night. Lights seem a little less bright on this night. And a storm blows in over our tropical island. Sora goes out to the beach, sensing something is wrong. Upon getting out there on a platform near the beach, he sees his friend, Riku, who seems a little ominous. He turns around, holding his hand out and smiling, and saying, "Come with me. There are worlds beyond worlds." And as Sora ponders what's going on, trying to figure out what his friend means and what's happening, darkness starts to envelop Riku's feet. And he starts to slowly fall backwards. Sora starts to run forward to try to save his friend. Riku continues to hold his hand out, trying to get him to come with him. Sora does not make it. Riku falls back into the darkness and it disappears. And we are first introduced to the Heartless. This is a very basic introduction, we see something. It's kind of like called an imp, and it's a very small, kind of twitchy creature. It's got little points of light, but its whole body is almost made out of shadow, except for a section in its chest where its heart should be, that just goes all the way through.
Oh.
There will be many of these different creatures that we will encounter along the game, all of them different, and all of them kind of spect to whatever is going on in the area that we're in at the time.
Okay.
Sora is kind of plunged into darkness,
Oh, love that.
and he wakes up later, but we're going to get into that in a second.
Okay.
We're instead going to pan out to the Disney Castle. Where King Mickey
Oh, that's so dumb.
and his two advisors hold court.
I can't. This is so good. I love this so much.
Now, his two advisors being his head court magician, Donald Duck, and the head of his knights, Goofy, captain of the guard. Yes.
Oh my god, the vibe is immaculate. This is everything I want in a game.
Now, Mickey is being very cryptic.
Yeah?
And he's saying that basically there is a shadow moving around the world. And a new Keyblade wielder has been found. He needs his most trusted advisors to go and retrieve this new Keyblade wielder while he deals with the encroaching darkness. A task only available for Donald and Goofy.
Yes! The most profound and highest esteemed among his peoples.
Who hop into their gummy ship.
This is so good!
Gummy is an anagram. I do not remember exactly what it means, but basically a gummy ship is just a ship made out of like different blocks and stuff. So it's not like gummy, like a gummy bear, but it is called a gummy ship.
And Disney paid
Square Enix to do this.
them to do, and they approved everything.
All of this.
This is incredible.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
What?
Oh yeah.
What is happening?
So they hop in their gummy ship and they set sail to a world yet unseen. At least by our heroes now. This now takes us back to our main character's point of view, Sora. As he wakes up in a different world than he remembers. Jaunty music plays, street signs, merriment, the sense of a small town with a lot going on. He wakes up in Traveler's Town.
Traveler's Town?
Traveler's Town.
Okay.
You now have to kind of like go around looking for some information.
Yeah.
This is where you spend a lot of your time just kind of like talking to people, figuring out what's going on, and you find out you're in Traveler's Town. There are many people who exist in Traveler's Town, and all of the people who kind of get lost tend to end up in Traveler's Town for one reason or another. Eventually, Sora is found by, let's call him an adventurer. That's a great thing to say. Who recognizes Sora's new ability, and he attacks him. Sora, out of instinct, holds his hand up, and as he does, a flash of light appears, and a strange-looking blade appears in his hand to block this random assailant in the shape of a key. On each and every one of these, we will see a unique keychain. This one has a little Mickey Mouse head on
Okay.
it. And this is called the Kingdom Key. This is the basic Keyblade.
We have a Little Mermaid one in our car, don't we?
Yep, we have the little we have the mermaid one in the cart, and we also have the Aladdin one.
Yes, that's right.
Yep, the Wishmaker and the Seven Seas, I think is what it's called.
That is so cool. Disney so knew what they were doing.
It's so good.
They knew what they were. They were like merch, 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 merch.
Oh, there are manga that you can get. I have the first 3 issues of the Kingdom Hearts manga that they released.
That's incredible. I want to read it.
So, this guy, as this blade comes up, we hear a dark, gravelly voice. And he just says,
I was right. You are Keyblade wielder.
Cut, wrap, we're done.
Put it in clothes.
Put it in clothes. But this, depending on who you ask, his name is Leon or Squall. He is from Final Fantasy VIII as the main character.
Oh.
You will. This is a trend we're gonna see, where they put a lot of the Final Fantasy characters randomly in here. So this institutes a fight where you, Sora, having only barely fought a single common Heartless, are put into a fight with one of the greatest swordsmen of the Final Fantasy franchise.
Oh, nothing huge.
And he kicks your ass.
That's rude.
But there is a secret ending here. You can beat him. And I did it. Once. And all that changes is he acknowledges your skill. That's about it. So if he beats you unconscious and starts dragging your unconscious body away.
Oh.
If he doesn't beat you and you manage to kind of beat him, it shows your character like in a fighting stance with your Keyblade, trying to see where he's coming from. And he says, "You're pretty good, kid."
And then he knocks you unconscious.
And then he shows up behind you and hits you in the back of the head with the back of his gun. And you fall unconscious.
You don't get to be cool.
You don't get to be cool, alright?
I guess him acknowledging you is pretty cool.
Him acknowledging you is pretty cool. So, cue Donald Duck and Goofy appearing in Traveler's Town. Anyway, he's like, so where do you think this guy is? You know, and Goofy's just like, well, gosh.
There you go. You get Goofy.
Yup. Like, I don't know, Donald. But anyway, so they basically show up on the coattails of this happening and don't see you being dragged away. So they're still in Traveler's Town looking for you and have no idea that some dude just knocked you out and is taking you God knows where. You wake up to a very familiar face for people who have played Final Fantasy VII.
Oh.
The face of the healer of your party, Aerith.
Oh.
Yes, she has healed you and brought you back. And the smiling and ever peppy face of Yuffie, also from Final Fantasy VII, as a secret character.
Oh. Wait, so did Donald and Daffy stop the guy from kidnapping you?
Nope.
Or no,
They get there to Traveler's Town as you're being dragged away, basically down a dark alleyway, and they're kind of walking into the main square.
So they don't know.
No, they don't know, but they see, like, we, the character, the player, see them walking in as he's dragging us away, but they're fully oblivious to what's going on, so they have no idea what's happening. They don't know, they don't even see him doing it. It's just kind of like in the background, we see that's what's happening, and Donald could be like, where could he be? So funny. They knew exactly what they were doing. You're like, I'm right here, save me. But we find out that, and we're going to learn a lot of information here, so I'm going to try and, like, compact it. Okay. After we wake up, we are told some very, very vital information by Squall, Yuffie, and Aerith. I'm going to call him Squall from now on. It's also funny because Cloud, Squall. Anyway, so anyway, we are told that the reason we ended up here is because our world was eaten by the Heartless. And everyone whose world is eaten by the Heartless generally find themselves in Traveler's Town. That's what happened to them.
Oh shit.
That's why they're here. And they're none too happy that they failed to save their worlds from the Heartless. Yeah, because the only thing that can really, really end the Heartless is a Keyblade. Yeah. So you have powerful warriors and a lot of people from crazy places, but to really be effective, you gotta be a Keyblade wielder. And let's just say they're not exactly falling off the shelves, you know?
Yeah. So did this guy basically, like, knock him out and steal him because he was a Keyblade wielder?
Yes, because he knew that the Heartless were tracking him.
Oh, so the Heartless are going after the Keyblade wielders.
Yep.
Oh, so back on Other Planet, is it like there's still humans and stuff who survived, or is everybody just fucked now on Last Planet?
So in the Last Planet, kind of what it shows is just the world being enveloped in darkness.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know, and this is one of those things where it's like, you can take it a lot of different ways because somehow Squall and them got off of the other planets. So like, and generally the only way to travel from planet to planet is with a gummy ship, which is you'll need to travel like the multiverse essentially is what you're getting into. But this they explain the premise of what's kind of going on. You're a Keyblade wielder. These Heartless want to kill you because they don't want you running around. And it's kind of your job to protect other worlds. But no one knows how a Keyblade wielder is chosen and why they can wield it. He tries to steal your Keyblade. Like, he holds it, and when he holds it, it disappears and reappears in your hand.
So you can't take it.
No, he's excited. He's kind of like he's very interested in this. He's like, good to know. Like, I can't just steal your shit and then I can do it. So for some reason, these Keyblade wielders have a power that no one else can duplicate or steal, which is very impressive.
Interesting.
Especially when you take into account like Final Fantasy world logic shit. Because it's like the stuff that they can do in Final Fantasy is like planet ending. So the fact that they can't do it, pretty interesting. But anyway, kind of cutting in and cutting out a few things. Kairi is here in Traveler's Town. She ended up here as well. Riku, we don't know. No one's seen him.
His heart was taken.
So Kairi makes kind of like a, you tell her like, hey, I gotta go, etc. Stay with these people, they'll keep you safe. And she gives you your next Keyblade.
She got it.
We'll get into this.
How does she have it?
Remember when I told you like keychains?
Yeah.
Like each one of these blades has their own very unique keychain.
Yeah.
We don't really get into how she gives this to you. It's kind of just like a thing that you're given.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly if it's called like shooting. Maybe I think the one in the genie is actually called Shooting Star, and this one is called Wishmaker. Anyway, something along those lines. But it literally looks like a shooting star, but in like a Keyblade form, and I have it.
That's so cool. You do have it.
Yes,
I know what you're talking about.
I do. So from here, we find out kind of a little bit more information. He teams up with Donald and Goofy, and his big thing is he needs to learn magic.
Okay.
Who in the Disney universe do you think teaches Sora magic? It's not Donald Duck.
And it's the Disney universe?
The Disney universe.
Oh, God.
You want to guess or you want me to tell you?
I'm going to make a fool of myself.
It's Merlin.
I was going to say...
Frickin' Merlin.
I was going to say Merlin, but I'm like, that's so old. But I guess this was so
old.
old.
Well, yeah, it was Merlin from The Sword and the Stone.
No way.
Yep.
That's dope.
You get to go to Merlin's hut.
That's incredible.
Yep, and Archimedes is there, and Merlin is there, and he trains you how to use magic.
That's so cool. So I was thinking like Disney Clubhouse. I'm like, is it Minnie or Dad? And I'm like, no, but it should be Merlin.
Now, Traveler's Town also introduces us to some of the biggest side quests in the game, because it wouldn't be a Square Enix game if there were not side quests.
Yep.
Side quest number 1.
Mm,
In Merlin's home.
okay.
Murloc. In Merlin's home, there is a storybook.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very important storybook.
Oh.
And a bunch of the pages have been ripped out.
Hmm.
And the denizens of this storybook need these pages. It's very important for them. The name of this book is The 100 Acre Wood. Winnie the Pooh. And you can go inside this storybook and you can help Winnie the Pooh and all of the other like members of the 100 Acre Wood. There is no combat
I love it so much.
There is no combat in here, and the I can't put into words the aesthetic of this.
Is it literally like a storybook?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it so
And when you go in, you just hear deep in the 100 Acre Wood where Christopher Robin plays. And so like literally it is immaculate. And the voice actor who played Pooh plays Pooh.
I'm gonna cry. That's incredible.
And for every page you find, which they're hidden on different worlds, in different like little hidden nooks and crannies and stuff, you can find a page from the 100 Acre Wood book.
So these are all just side quests? Oh, I love it so much.
And when you find the pages, you bring it back to the book, you put it in the book, and it unlocks a new area for you to go. Because Pooh's looking for his friends, all of them have gone missing. Where could they be?
Oh, I love it. Oh.
And the second you find him, it's just like he's got his head stuck in a honey jar. And he goes, "Oh, bother.
Oh, bother.
Oh, bother.
That's so incredible.
Where's Piglet?
Oh, that's so cute.
Piglet. I need help, Piglet."
Oh.
And you help get the thing. And so you basically, that, like, as you're going through the game, that's one of the things you're doing. You're collecting pages from the 100 Acre Wood. So there's that. Then, in Traveler's Town, you find a little apartment. And in this apartment are 2 dogs. Can you guess who they are?
Lady in the Tramp?
Good guess.
Or is it, oh god, is it 101 Dalmatians?
Yes.
Okay, because I was like, if it's not Lady in the Tramp,
Yep.
it's gotta be this.
101 Dalmatians. Yep. So you see them in there, and all of their kids have been abducted.
Oh, of course they've been abducted.
A bunch of their kids have been abducted.
Of course.
And they are looking for them. And so, once again, you can find the pups.
101 puppies.
I don't think it's 101. I think it's like, you find batches of them.
And that makes sense.
So it's like you'll go and you'll open a chest in a random, like, other
And
world.
you'll find
And it'll be like, Dalmatians 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57 are like all added to your inventory. And then when you go back to Traveler's Town, you can talk to them again and you can give them their kids. And once you give them enough of their kids back, they give you incremental rewards. Just like with the book for 100 Acre Wood, as you're kind of doing it and unlocking new areas, there's chests that are hidden in certain areas that you can only get to once you complete little quests that they give you.
I love that so much. So much.
It's great. It's wonderful. So we now kind of get to see those are 2 very big side stories, right? Very big like things. But we're gonna get into the best part of Kingdom Hearts.
Okay.
Donald and Goofy are basically like, you tell them that they have to help you if they want you to go back with them to meet King Mickey.
Yeah.
And Mickey ends up, I think, eventually even doing the exact same thing of like, hey, you got to help Sora close the hearts to these worlds, so that they don't get abducted and eaten by the Heartless. So you guys go on this big epic quest, and this is the whole of Kingdom Hearts 1. From world to world to world to world, locking these like world hearts away so that they're not eaten by the Heartless.
Oh, that's so good.
Now, in this adventure, we will visit such worlds as Olympus with Hercules.
Oh, yeah.
We will visit Tarzan's jungle. We will visit Pinocchio, the whale, in the whale.
This is so fun. I get it now.
We will go to many, many different worlds. We will go to Agrabah.
Aww.
And we will meet Aladdin, and we will see Jasmine and the Sultan and all of this stuff. And we will find out that there is another organization moving in the shadows that we did not know about before.
Oh.
And they are kidnapping princesses from different worlds.
Oh shit, what for?
They are going to use their hearts to unlock something called Kingdom Hearts. We'll get into that in a minute. But members of this organization are led by Maleficent.
They're the villains.
Captain Hook.
They're the villains. Hades?
Hades.
Hades.
You're getting it.
Queen of Hearts.
I don't think that. Well, she might be in there. There's a lot. There's a lot of it. It's all the Disney villains for the most part, like from most of the worlds that you go to. I think she is in there. Actually, yeah, I think she's a part of it. But yes, we get to see a lot of these villains as they're just like, you have to kidnap the princesses, bring them to me. We also get to see our friend Riku. Looks a little different than he used to, as he is now being mentored by Maleficent.
What a bitch!
In the ways of darkness.
Oh, okay. So they started out as friends and then became rivals, is what you're saying.
Well, they
Or
were
were
kind of
they
rivals
always
already,
rivals?
but still friends. You know, like they still cared about each other.
Classic
But-
Deku Bakugo syndrome.
Yeah, Riku is also a Keyblade wielder.
Oh, what a coincidence!
What a coincidence. But we find out that there is this guy.
Mhm.
His name is Ansem.
Okay.
He was doing a lot of research on the Heartless.
Mhm.
And we find a lot of reports from Ansem. We can like read these reports and kind of find out more what's going on. And he's basically the dude that's leading all of this.
Okay.
So he's the guy that Maleficent kind of answers to.
Mhm.
He's trying to open Kingdom Hearts
Mhm.
because he wants all of the power that's hidden behind. Basically, if each world has its own heart, Kingdom Hearts is the one way past that. If anything happens to this, it's not one world that goes in the toilet, it's all of them.
Okay.
So, but unlimited power.
Mhm.
You can do whatever you want if you suppose it. And it's a vague concept too, right? Because it's
Mhm.
like if someone says that I need to get in there because in that room lies infinite power, you're like, okay, well, what does that mean? Does that mean that you can do anything you want? Does that mean that you become a god? Does like what's the thing? And they don't tell you.
Mhm.
So it's just he's trying to get to this place, and to do that he needs the princesses from these different worlds because their hearts are the key to Kingdom Hearts,
Mhm.
and he also needs Keyblade.
Mhm.
Yeah, interesting. So like the final boss of the game is Ansem, but you still get to go. You get to fight Maleficent in her
Oh.
dragon form.
Ooh.
You get to fight Ursula,
Yes, iconic.
and her boss fight is a musical button mash.
Iconic.
Yeah, you don't actually get to like fight her, but it's like her number that she does from Little Mermaid.
Mhm.
But you're just like in the middle of that like whirlpools, and it turns you into a shark. We get to visit the Nightmare Before Christmas, and we get to fight Oogie Boogie. Oogie Boogie. This is every Disney kid's wet dream of getting to interact with the characters that they've always loved and getting to kind of experience the really cool nature of those worlds, at least on a small scale.
I want to play this game. You've convinced me.
It's very fun. And you can unlock Keyblades
Yeah.
from a lot of these places. The most powerful Keyblade in the first game was called Oblivion.
Oh, okay.
And it was only unlocked by beating a secret boss
Ooh.
that you found on Olympus.
Okay.
If you did enough of the fights, and you had to fight the Titans.
All
So
of
the
them.
Frost Titan?
Oh.
Yeah, he's there.
Oh,
You get
fun.
to fight him in
Is
the
he
arena.
a big boy?
Yeah.
He's a big boy.
You attack his knees.
Oh!
And that's if you have enough jumps to get up there. But anyway, no, the final fight, you get into the ring and you're looking around and no one's there. And then the edge of the ring lights up with fire.
Ooh. Okay.
And you're like, oh no. And
Sounds
you just hear bum, 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 Sephiroth. And from the fiery ring, stepping in, we see a single dark black-winged angel. Long silver hair, black coat, and a huge sword at his side. This is Sephiroth, the main bad guy from my favorite Final Fantasy game, Final Fantasy VII. Love that game, so I started the franchise anyway. You have to fight Sephiroth. And if you beat him, you get Oblivion, which is the strongest Keyblade in the game. Now, the crazy thing about Sephiroth is he has a move that he will do continuously through the fight. Like, he'll do this multiple times, where he drops you to 1 HP.
Oh!
There is no blocking it, there is no dodging it, there is no guard or anything you can do to stop that from happening. He hits you 1 health.
Okay.
He then follows it up with a flurry of attacks.
Oh, lovely.
So you gotta kind of be
Get away.
ready for it. This will not be the first time that or the last time that we fight Sephiroth in the Kingdom Hearts franchise. But he is the final boss. It is very scary. Now, the neat thing, one of the things I love about this, and I want to kind of just take a second to talk about, is that in each of the areas, there are different Heartless. So when you go to Agrabah, there are, like, Heartless in turbans with, like, the full robes and everything, and they've got, like, curved scimitars and stuff,
Ooh.
and they're coming at you, and it's a whole different fight. Like, it's a whole different
That's
experience
so fun.
to be in, and you're learning new spells, and but they're all Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
So in Final Fantasy, there's Fire, or
Uh-huh.
Fyra, so F-I-R-A, Fyra, Fyraga,
Okay.
there's Thundar, or Thunda, and then there's Thundara, so same, same effect, right? And there's gravity magic that you can use, and there's fire magic, lightning magic, cold magic, all this stuff. So you can kind of like tailor yourself, and there's different Keyblades that focus more on, like, I want to be a magic caster, I want to be more of a damage dealer, I want to be...
Basically, as you're collecting this knowledge and stuff, you're collecting it so you can switch between being able to do different things in different areas that's strategic.
Yep.
That's fun.
Yeah, learning new spells and going to Merlin. And it'll occasionally tell you, like, Merlin has new information to teach you because you've unlocked that. There's also other secret bosses.
Ooh, tell me the secrets.
So in Peter Pan,
Uh-huh.
if you go back there and you go to a certain area after you've done the main story,
Yeah.
it will put you into a boss fight that you cannot run away from.
Uh-huh.
And it's basically you are flying right outside the clock tower
Okay.
from Peter Pan.
Yeah.
You know, the one that they go by when it's like, straight on till morning. And there is just a Heartless there who is flying, kind of floating.
Oh.
And he casts death on you. So in a certain amount of time, your character dies.
What?
Yep. Instant. There is no
What?
stopping it.
What is it?
Really hard
Nobody
boss.
knows.
Really hard
What,
boss.
but then, what are the fan theories? What do people think that floating Heartless is?
So, some people have theorized that there is a dark version of some other people that exist.
Okay.
And we'll get into this in a second here, too, because I've gone a lot over Kingdom Hearts 1.
Yeah.
So we've got some time left, so I'll go into the other Kingdom Hearts and I'll explain a little bit more.
Okay.
So, when someone is turned into a Heartless, they also create something else, which is something that's not talked about till later. But it's called a Nobody.
Okay.
It's like your shell.
Okay.
So, they're constantly wanting to be whole again, but they can't be. So the Heartless are always like searching for their heart. The Nobodies are always searching for the thing that made them human.
Okay.
And this is actually where during the events of Kingdom Hearts 1, spoilers for anybody who's going to be able to play these games, by the way, but during the events of Kingdom Hearts 1, in Belle's or the Beast Castle, Sora gets turned into a Heartless.
Oh shit! So love interest is out of the picture.
No, Sora.
Oh,
the
wait.
main
Oh,
character.
the main
You.
character.
You have to spend a little while as a little imp
Oh shit!
running around until eventually you find Kairi. And she recognizes you. And she hugs you. And it brings you back.
What? All they needed this entire time was a hug from a loved one?
So,
or is Kyrie special?
great question. This is going to happen a lot.
And they never tell you? Oh, I'm gonna punch somebody.
So, basically, in the events, I want to say of Kingdom Hearts 2, it might be, I don't remember exactly when this happens, but we don't follow Sora.
Okay.
We follow a new main character named Roxas.
Okay.
Who's also a Keyblade wielder.
Okay.
And he eventually, through like the game, we come to find out he is part of something called Organization 13.
Okay.
Organization 13 is an organization of people who are all nobodies.
Interesting.
And they all want to get their whole again. They want to be again. And remember how I told you, like, specifically powerful people keep themselves? So the main bad guy from the first one, he was a nobody. Or he was a Heartless. But he was particularly powerful. So he maintained a lot of, like, himself. Well, what about his nobody? That guy is the leader of Organization 13.
Oh, shit.
We also get to see something crazy, which is the only time we've ever gotten to see this. You'll see this pretty iconically in the Kingdom Hearts fan base. Is Roxas can dual wield Keyblades.
Is that not supposed to be possible?
No. Not generally.
Oh, shit.
Because a Keyblade is an extension of yourself.
So it's basically you're extending more of yourself.
It's the idea that one blade is who you are. So having two is not a common thing. It's because Roxas is Sora's nobody. Sora got turned into a Heartless. And when he got turned into a Heartless, Roxas was born.
That's... Down the rabbit hole we go.
So he dual wields Wishmaker and Oblivion. Because Kairi brought him back.
Oh, shit.
But Sora was still who he was to begin with, so he's kind of a combination of both of them to a point. So he is Sora, but he's also Kairi, but he's Roxas. So it's a really, like, we go down that rabbit hole.
Down the rabbit hole we go.
So basically, if it's this question of, like, Roxas shouldn't exist anymore because Sora came back. And that's something that hasn't ever really happened to a nobody
Oh, that's fair. It's just like nobody's been brought back from being heartless before, so what happens when somebody's brought back from being heartless?
Happens to the nobody.
Mhm.
You're just a shadow of the person.
Does that mean he doesn't have a shadow anymore in the games?
There's actually a thing about that.
There is?
The shadow is like a big part of Kingdom Hearts, and at one point you have to fight your own shadow.
Oh,
But
that's
anyway,
cool.
yeah, it is a huge thing. We also get to see Riku's redemption arc, where he kind of becomes a good guy and starts working for Mickey and all this stuff.
Okay.
But he's still that like dark, angsty teenager.
I'm just a boy.
Pretty much. We really start exploring abstract thought here.
Yeah.
Because the idea of like if your heart gets taken, it still leaves behind your shell, but that shell is two people. One of those people is a heartless who is constantly trying to like get your heart back and feel that warmth again, and then a shell of yourself which is a nobody, and that is kind of like your personality but soulless. So heartless and soulless is kind of like the way it's supposed to be represented. And once those halves are kind of brought back together, you can become whole again.
Okay.
But it's
The
not.
chances of that being able to happen.
And it's really not brought up or like handled in a lot of ways. And so it's abstract thought. It's a lot of that. So in Kingdom Hearts 1, we got to explore those other worlds. In Kingdom Hearts 2, they expanded on the gummy ship system. You can have like intergalactic space battle kind of thing. It's really cool, really fun. Lots of new worlds to explore. Whole shebang. You meet back up with Donald, Goofy. They're pretty consistent companions. But you start unlocking new forms that you can take as Sora.
Oh.
Which was a really cool system to implement.
Yeah.
Because one of them was like Valor form. And so your clothes would go red, and you would dual wield keyblades, and it was all about like attack. Another one of them was Mystic form, which all of your clothes went blue. You would hover above the air a little bit, and magic attacks were crazy powerful.
Okay.
Lots of fun stuff like that. Oh my god, I almost forgot one of the coolest features.
Oh, tell me more.
The summons.
Oh, you love summons.
So in the first Kingdom Hearts game, you could unlock like Genie.
Yeah.
Mufasa.
Ooh.
It was one of them that you could do. You could do oh man. I'm trying to remember all of them and the ones that I like the most, but they would come out and basically do something.
Yeah.
So like Mufasa would come out and he would roar. And when he roared, it put healing items all throughout the arena that you were in, and also like basically made the heartless and whatever enemy was there kind of cower in fears. They're like, oh shit!
Yeah.
As this giant lion just comes out and like, roar! Genie would come out and it would put you in a special form where you would, I want to say it was where you would like shoot magic.
Yeah.
As he was like, all right, me and you, buddy, and you'd high five. And then he would like help, and so some of them were attack, some of them were support, some of them were defensive, whole big shtick. And you had to like build up a meter before you could summon somebody in combat. So it was kind of like, okay, do I do it now? And you always wanted to make sure it was full for a boss fight, big thing. But we also see all of the stuff from like Final Fantasy, right? So we have potions, we have high potions, we have Phoenix Down. Phoenix Down resurrects your character with 1 HP when they die. So certain things like that, like obviously potions restore health, high potions restore more health.
Yeah.
Ether restores MP, that kind of stuff. And there's Moogles!
Moogles!
The Moogles are the best! So Moogles are like your little crafter.
Okay.
They're in the Final Fantasy series, and they mostly work as merchants.
Yeah.
But they also work as like kind of craftsmen in a lot of ways. But they're about 1.5 feet tall. They don't really talk other than to say like kapo.
Okay.
Kapo. They have a little red ball that kind of hangs on an antenna at the top of the dangly bit on their head, and they can have full conversations with you, but that's all you ever hear as the players. but it'll say like, show you a big text
Yeah.
box and it'll tell you what he's saying. But they're merchants. They're also craftsmen. They're anything you kind of need to get done. You might be talking to a Moogle to do.
Okay, that's so adorable.
And you can get different crafting ingredients from different Heartless.
Yeah.
And so to be like, oh, well, you need a fire palm from the big Heartless in the Aladdin area, and I also need this, but if you get me this, I can make you a new Keyblade.
Ooh,
Or if you get
okay.
me this, I can make you potions. Or if you get me this, I can make you like more consumable items. Or I can make you a ring or a trinket or like a necklace or this or that like ups your stats and you can equip, and it's just a neat thing for you to wear.
Yeah.
In Kingdom Hearts 2, one of the summons was Stitch, and he would just come out with guns, like in his
Laser
prisoner
guns?
outfit. Yeah, in his prisoner outfit, and he would be like "Gaba Ego Tashupa!" and just start shooting people. The summons got crazy. Absolutely crazy in the second one.
I love that so much.
And like making your gummy ship was its own minigame.
Oh, cool.
You had like a sum total that you could put in,
Yeah.
right? Where it's like, okay, you have a point total of 2,000.
Yeah.
Well, I want to put a machine gun on it. So that's going to cost me 50 points. And I want to put a rank 3 homing missile on it. That's going to cost me 250 points. And so, like, you had the base ship, and for every little piece you attach to it, it would increase the health of the ship. But you could also put guns on it. And that's how you did, like, the space battles.
Yeah, that's so
And you
fun.
know those old games where you, like, just kind of go forward and the enemies kind of appear? That's exactly what it was like.
Oh my god.
Except it was also like you were kind of trying to dodge incoming
That's
obstacles, and
perfect.
it was also you would get gummy pieces, and those gummy pieces were pieces of the ship, and you could get them like by doing those missions, and you could make better ships, and you could get to different areas, and you could do harder boss fights and stuff. It was really cool.
That's so fun.
It was so cool. I loved it so much. But there were just so many side missions, so many fantastic characters to meet and talk to. You got to talk to Jane and Tarzan. Oh, Tarzan, I think was a summon. I think you could do Tarzan as a summon. And it was just so fun to explore.
So I have a question, because we are starting to get close to the end of our podcast for this episode, and so I guess my final question for you is: did you have a favorite Keyblade, and did you have a favorite world/area to explore?
Oh man, my favorite Keyblade was Oblivion
Because it was the best.
because it was the best one in the game. And my favorite world to explore was Agrabah.
Why?
Because it had a bunch of buildings, because it was kind of like it took place in Agrabah.
Yeah.
So you had a bunch of buildings you could jump on. There was a bunch of hidden secret areas and stuff like that, which was really cool. They had little genie Heartless that would kind of like float around and be like, fireball. And they also... No. I lied. The one I liked the most was the Alice in Wonderland.
Okay.
Alice in Wonderland world was so fun. Because sometimes you would shrink down and you would be like... There was a special feature to it where you could eat the cookies and you could drink the drink. And you had to do it at different ways to unlock all the chests. Because there'd be like a freaking mouse hole.
Yeah.
And if you weren't small enough, you wouldn't be able to... But if you are small and you go over there and go into the mouse hole, there's a secret treasure chest.
That's so cool.
Or there would be like something really high that you couldn't access, or, one of the things that I thought was super fun was it was best to explore it no matter what size you were, because like there would be a bookshelf, and you wouldn't think that would be something you'd need to be small for, but there's a chest about yay big on that frickin' bookshelf, and unless you're small and you're just going through all this crazy jumping obstacle stuff, you won't ever find it.
Yeah.
But it's hidden there, and it's so fun. Plus, the enemies were crazy because they had like the cat. Like the
Cheshire Cat?
Yeah, the Cheshire Cat. It's kind of some of the Heartless acted like him.
Yeah.
And so they were just like,
oh, I hate that.
And they would like rush at you and do like flurry of attacks and stuff. I was like, oh my goodness.
Awful.
One of the things I loved the most was the Bestiary, because every time you fought a new Heartless and you beat them, it added it to like your Bestiary of Heartless that you had fought. and each Heartless has their own codex entry in the bestiary that you can read and kind of like get into, and it'll tell you more about them. And it'll tell you like weaknesses that they have, and it'll tell you like attack patterns or things to look out for, and it'll also just tell you like a little descriptor that somebody wrote about this Heartless, which was so cool.
That's so fun.
I loved it so much. There's also like an item codex that you can go through and tells you, and a Keyblade codex tells you where you got it, how you got it, all that fun stuff.
Was there an aesthetic Keyblade that you like appreciated for like the Disney movie vibe, or?
The Kingdom Key is iconic, like the one that you just start out with. Wishmaker was really close. I mean, that's just beautiful. That thing, the idea of putting a shooting star into a Keyblade, so cool.
Yeah,
so cool.
That's super dope.
I hated the one from Agrabah.
Yeah.
Because it was short. It was like really stubby, and I hated it. And it was supposed to like the handle was supposed to look like the magic lamp.
Yeah.
And then the blade itself was kind of supposed to look like the smoke coming out of it. It just didn't. It wasn't a good design. I didn't like it. I hated the underwater area.
Yeah.
With a burning passion. Just the enemies in there were freaking annoying, and like their attack patterns were really hard to get a hold of, and the environment was like normally you're walking, you were like swimming. So things could come at you from like below or like up in the top, and you're like, oh my god.
I don't want to have a 360 view to make sure I'm not dying.
Exactly, and like sometimes you just be swimming somewhere and get attacked because you weren't paying attention to something above you or below you, and it's just like, oh man, like normally when you're getting into a fight, you know the guy's gonna fight you.
A Little Mermaid world or a Pinocchio?
Mermaid.
Freaking mermaid.
What's the name of the whale in Pinocchio? It's like something starts with an M.
Is it?
It is.
Oh gosh. Definitely not looking it up right now. We're thinking very hard. And we're gonna find out.
It's not Moby Dick, but you know, it's like it's kind of that same like Mo something or
Pinocchio. Monstro.
I was right. It was an M. I was like, but yeah, you can find Pinocchio, and they're really interested in Pinocchio because he's a puppet with a heart.
Interesting.
And Riku steals his heart. Yep. You end up having to get it back, you know.
Yeah.
I forget.
I'm so sorry. I have to pee so badly. I've been trying to wait.
We're good. All right. Yeah, I think we're gonna cut it here. I think this was really good. And if it's a little short, that's fine, right?
Yeah, that works for me.
Sounds. Go ahead and go to the bathroom. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for coming here. We hope you enjoyed the episode. If there's anything that you guys would like us to talk about, please leave your suggestions down in the comment section below. And if you liked this episode and want to hear more faster, please check out our Patreon. All of our Patreon members get access to these episodes a whole week earlier before we release them out on YouTube or Spotify. So if you enjoy it and want to support us and help support the channel, please do go over to the Patreon and check it out. Until then, we'll see you all next time. Have a good one, everybody.